The year is 2006 and Mortal Kombat Armageddon has been released. Touted as the final game in the series, it boasts the largest roster in Mortal Kombat history. Literally every character who was ever playable is playable again in this game. And yet, according to Google, it sold less copies than Deception. For 5 years, Mortal Kombat was dead, and some players gave up on the series ever returning. But then, the unthinkable happened. The series was back, rebooted with a fresh coat of paint and gallons of fresh blood to be spilled. Mortal Kombat had returned to its 2D roots, but with better graphics than ever before. The series had been saved. And here's the thing, even to this day, most players look back fondly on MK9. In fact, it's often considered the best Mortal Kombat game, even when compared to its predecessors. But why is that, and how is a game that's 10 years old still considered one of NetherRealm's best? Today, let's discuss the game that saved Mortal Kombat. Guess what? I'm currently playing this game on Boosteroid.com, the premier cloud gaming service that lets you play your favorite games at peak performance. It doesn't matter if you're playing on a 10-year-old laptop because Boosteroid guarantees you can still enjoy 1080p and 60 frames per second. And here's how to get started. Step 1, create an account and start your subscription. Then you can link your Steam account and start playing your favorite games, because Boosteroid has servers all over, including the United States. And guess what? You can even make money with Boosteroid by joining the referral program. Every time a player joins with your link, you earn around $7.30. So simply use my link down below and get started. Boosteroid is the premier cloud gaming service, and you can make money while using it. Alright, so why does everybody love Mortal Kombat 9? First up, we have the roster, because this is the dream roster, the best character select screen in Mortal Kombat history. Literally every fan favorite character from the first 3 games is here, along with Quan Chi for some reason. And on top of all these amazing returning characters, you even have new ones like Smoke in his human form. Yes, he was playable in MK3 like this, but he was literally a Scorpion clone. But I digress. In this game, he's completely new. Brand new attacks, brand new special moves, all that amazing stuff. He's finally his own character. And then we have Cyber Sub-Zero, who had never been a character in previous games. He is brand spanking new, and you know what? It's fitting because he is a Lin Kuei member, and yet he's the only one to never be cyberized. And to make things even cooler, no pun intended, he plays completely different from Sub-Zero, so he's not a clone character, he's brand new. And then if you played on PS3, you got Kratos, and he was actually really fun to play, banned at pretty much every tournament because he was console exclusive to the PS3, but even so, a very fun character to play. So yeah, in summary, this roster is absolutely amazing, a fan favorite to be sure. And did I mention it has more characters than MK11 did at launch? Because it does, 3 more characters to be exact. Now unfortunately, most of the 3D era characters are missing. The only survivor is Kenshi, and even he was DLC, but I think we can all agree he's the fan favorite of the 3D era. And thankfully, MKX did its part by adding a ton of characters from the 3D era, unlike MK11, which pretty much ignored them. But anyway, you get the idea. This is the dream roster. Most players agree MK9 has the best roster in the entire series, at the very least for NetherRealm games, but I would argue it's one of the best starting rosters in Mortal Kombat history, if not the best. So that's reason number 1 why everybody loves Mortal Kombat 9. But next up, we have the combos. MK11 has the most freeform combos of any NetherRealm game. Your only limit is your creativity. If you can think it, you can make the combo happen in this game. Just look at Melina for example, right? Of course she has the ball roll, and Mac can start combos, and you don't gotta spend a meter, unlike Mortal Kombat 11. But then on top of that, you also have unique attacks like up 4. That's a combo starter. In fact, do it twice in a row if you want to. Get even more damage. Or how about a string of back 1-4? Yep, also a combo starter. You get the idea, right? That's already 3 different ways to start combos. But it's not just how you start the combos, it's also how you string the combos together. Once again, it's like Burger King. You can have it your way. Watch this. Up 4, up 4. Back 1-4, ball roll. That's all a combo. Back 1-4, into the bite. Let's go. A full combo, and I could do whatever I wanted there. I didn't have to do it in that order. I could do up 4, ball roll if I wanted to, or I can just start with back 1-4, get my combo started that way. Ooh, keep it going and then end with up 4. Once again, the possibilities are endless. The only limit is your imagination. If you can think it, you can do it, and that's why the combos are unmatched in MK9. But then some characters like Smoke had OTGs, which stands for off the ground, which means he can hit the opponent even when they're flat on their back, and that's a big deal, especially at the end of a combo, because it guarantees a reset. So for example, check this out. Neutral jump punch and then forward 4, right? The opponent's flat on their back, the combo is over. The second they hit the ground, the game says, yo, combo's over, 3 hits. But guess what? Doesn't matter because I have the amplified smoke cloud, which hits off the ground, which means I get a second combo for free. Check this out. Step 1, start the combo, keep it going a bit longer. Forward 4 into Smoke Cloud, guaranteed reset, I get a second combo for free. And don't worry, Smoke's not the only character who can do this. Jax was also famous for his ridiculous resets, and from what I can tell, these resets are gone in Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, which I'm sure some players consider a good thing because these resets can be really cheap, but if you ask me, that's what the Combo Breaker was for, and in this game you had Combo Breaker all the time, which meant the resets weren't quite as overpowered as they otherwise would be. At the end of the day, the combo creativity in MK9 is unmatched. You can use special moves, you can use attack strings, you can even use X-rays with certain characters. Yeah, some characters start combos with their X-rays and it's extremely hype. And that's one of the biggest gripes with MK11, right? The game has really good neutral and footsies and is arguably the most balanced of the Mortal Kombat games, but at the end of the day, the combos are extremely limited. Some characters can't even start combos with their strings, they have to use special moves. And even then, they usually have to spend a meter just to get their combos started. So yeah, the combo creativity is lacking severely in the recent Mortal Kombat games. And you know what? Let's talk about Combo Breaker because this game revolutionized the way Combo Breaker works, and they've kept it for every game since except for Mortal Kombat 11, and everyone pretty much agrees that Breakaway sucks. It's very biased and unfair towards a lot of characters. Combo Breaker is certainly better. And even though Combo Breaker did exist in previous games like Armageddon and Deception, you only had so many Combo Breakers per match. I believe you had 3, and once you were out, too bad, so sad, here comes the infinite. And MK9 fixed that. In this game, you only need 2 bars of meter to use your Combo Breaker, and as you can see, the meter builds pretty quickly as you're getting hit. And as a result, you get access to Combo Breaker several times a match, if not a couple times every single round, because you also build it by using special moves. So yeah, the meter fills pretty quickly, which means you have access to Combo Breaker quite a lot. And my main point was this game started the trend of having the Combo Breaker tied to your meter instead of limiting how many you had per match, which I think was a genius idea. And once again, everyone says, hey, Combo Breaker was the best in MK9, and they're right. But next, let's talk about wake-ups, because MK9 handled wake-ups in a very interesting way. If you play Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 11, only certain moves have armor, which makes them a really good wake-up option. If the opponent knocks you down and then keeps attacking, you have to use an armored option to get them off you, right? It's the only way. However, here's the thing, you didn't need armor in Mortal Kombat 9, because get this, every single special move in the game was invincible on wake-up for about 10 or 11 frames, I believe. So if you're fighting Jade and knock her down, she can wake up with the Shadow Kick, which is completely safe, or she can wake up with the overhead and it's still invincible at the start. She can even wake up with the glaive if she wants to be crazy. Or for the craziest option, she can wake up with the glow, because this move recovers instantly. There's literally no startup on it, which means as a wake up, you can start moving immediately. You can wake up uppercut and it's invincible. You can wake up down jab and it's instant. You can even spin the bar and become immune to everything for 11 frames, which is pretty darn crazy. It's a bit busted, but you know what? Jade needs it because otherwise she sucks in this game. At any rate, you get the idea. Every wake up in this game was invincible, which meant it was up to the player to learn which wake up was best. The game didn't spell it out for you and go, hey, you have to use this move because it's the only armored attack you have. No, this game didn't do that. Once again, just like Subway, choose what you want on your sandwich, whatever wake up works best for you, you know? Do you like wake up slide because it's a mix up, or do you prefer a different special move? It's up to you. They're all invincible on wake up. And now finally, let's talk about the pokes, because believe it or not, MK9 handled pokes better than any other Mortal Kombat game that came after, and that's a big deal because to me, the pokes are the most unprofessional looking thing in later games. Even at tournaments, you'll see players do down 1 block, down 1, and then go back and forth, just constantly mashing down 1 or down 3 or down 4, and it just looks unprofessional. Do you know how hard it is to tell my friends that competitive Mortal Kombat is cool, only for them to watch this and then roll their eyes and just look at me? And I'm like, no, dude, I swear, it's not like this all the time, just some of the time, not all the time, I swear, it's not always button mashing on crouch. And for the first time ever, I can't even blame MK11 for this, because MKX is actually when the pokes were the worst. Some characters had down 1s that were -1, -2, or even neutral if done correctly, which meant you could just mash them. Even Sonic Fox said to mash in his guide about Jason, because Jason's down 1 was that busted, it was out of control. And thankfully MK11 dialed things back a little bit, but MK9 is when it was the best, and allow me to explain why. Normally down 1 is the most annoying poke, right? Because players spam it all the time. Well, guess what? In this game you can't, because it's really really minus. It's super fast on startup, but if the opponent blocks it, it is super minus, and in fact for some characters it's punishable. If they block this, they can combo you. Or in other words, it's a catch-22. It's very fast, which makes it super useful, but if it's blocked, then look out. There's a cost to that speed. And don't worry, you can still poke, but you wanted to use down 3 instead, because down 3, albeit a bit slower, was way better on the block. Usually like -3 or 4, or maybe 5 or 6, but usually not punishable, which meant you could do it and then still block in time. And that's honestly genius, because this move being slower means you can't spam it over and over again. If you try, the opponent's gonna do down 1 and interrupt you, because down 1 is faster. Are you starting to see why the pokes were better in MK9 and why you couldn't just spam them over and over again? Then finally we have down 4, and down 4 for some characters was a bit busted because it was usually the safest on block and had a lot of range too, but here's the thing, it's the slowest, which once again means you can't just mash it over and over again. It's going to lose to a down 1 if the opponent tries to challenge it, or even a down 3. So yeah, it might be safe or neutral on block, but you can't spam it. And to make things even better, the pokes had hits done. Look how long the opponent is staggered for. I can land a down 4, dash forward, and then keep my pressure going because they're still recovering from the poke, which means offense made a lot more sense in this game. The player couldn't just mash down 1 even though I landed the hit. They had to hold that. I know that's a bit technical and frame data is always boring, so I apologize that it's like math class, but trust me, once you get deeper into these games and get better, you're gonna appreciate when frame data is done correctly. And I didn't even talk about the staggers and pokes that happen on counter hits, so make sure to check out MK Rio's video on screen if you want to learn more about that, because the pokes in this game actually have way more depth than I've already outlined. So once again, check out that video on screen by MK Rio. At the end of the day, MK9 did a ton of things right. It had the best starting roster by far. The combo system was creative and truly did allow everyone to play their character the way they wanted to. You could watch 2 Cyrax players fight and it would feel completely different because there are so many different ways to organize your combos. And don't forget about the combo breaker, because the way the meter works with the combo breaker was started in this game. And then finally we have the pokes that have never been better than they are in this game. And that is why so many players tell you that Mortal Kombat 9 is the standard. Did it have some broken nonsense? Yes, absolutely. Every character in this game had some broken gimmick that would seem very unfair by MK11 standards. However, that's what updates are for, and once you look past that, this game does so many things right, and that's why many consider it the most beloved Mortal Kombat game in NetherRealm history. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing so you don't miss any future videos, and make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.